Welcome to today's Insight Journey. Today, let's talk about reusable rockets. On Sunday, SpaceX made history with the launch of its Starship rocket. Rockets typically use boosters to propel them, and these boosters usually separate and either fall back to Earth or burn up. But this SpaceX booster was different. It made a controlled descent and landed into the arms of two massive mechanical handles. In simple terms, SpaceX successfully caught its booster. Why is this significant? Because it saves a huge amount of time and money. No need to build a new booster for the next launch. SpaceX's Mechazilla is an innovative tower system designed to catch the super heavy booster after it launches the Starship spacecraft into space. Instead of having the booster land on a pad or in the ocean like previous rockets, Mechazilla uses two giant arms to catch the booster mid-air as it descends. Here's a simple explanation of how it works. First is the booster launch. The Super Heavy booster launches Starship into space. After completing its job, pushing the Starship into orbit, the booster separates and begins its return to Earth. Then the booster descent. The booster comes back down, slowing itself down with controlled burns using its engines, similar to how Falcon 9 boosters land themselves. It has grid fins, metal structures, that help guide and steer it as it descends. As it gets closer to landing, the booster is precisely guided toward the Mechazilla tower. It carefully aligns itself so that its sides are in the right position for the catch. The Mechazilla tower has two giant mechanical arms, which are open and ready to catch the booster. These arms are designed to move up and down the tower and close in at the right moment. When the booster reaches the right height and position, the Mechazilla arms close around the booster. They catch it by gripping special attachment points on the booster's side, allowing it to hang in place instead of landing on the ground. After catching the booster, Mechazilla can then lower the booster down to a platform. From there, it can be quickly refurbished and prepared for the next launch, saving a lot of time and resources. This system helps SpaceX reuse the Super Heavy booster more quickly and efficiently, reducing costs and speeding up the process of launching rockets. It was early morning in South Texas when SpaceX completed its fifth test flight. But this was no ordinary launch. It marked a leap into uncharted territory. The Starship lifted off from the Boca Chica starbase, soaring about 65 kilometers above the Earth. After separation, the Super Heavy booster didn't crash back to Earth like usual. Instead, it made a precise, controlled return to the launch pad in Texas. At the core of this innovation is Mechazilla, a towering 400-foot technological marvel. Its core mission is to catch the descending booster in the mid-air with two giant mechanical arms, aptly nicknamed chopsticks. Timing was crucial. The arms had to reach out and grab the falling booster with perfect precision. This daring maneuver, unlike anything attempted before, captivated social media. So, what makes this moment historic? Boosters are critical in rocket launches, often attached to the sides and powered by solid fuel that burns quickly, providing the thrust needed for liftoff. Traditionally, boosters separate and either fall into the ocean or land in designated areas, where they are usually destroyed. Some reusable boosters do exist, but they typically land on floating ocean platforms or dedicated pads. SpaceX's achievement is different. By catching the booster directly saves time, resources, and the need for complex landing systems. By catching the booster, SpaceX can redeploy it quickly, cutting the turnaround time between launches from months to just days. This marks a major step toward making rockets fully reusable. Rockets that don't just fly, but return ready for another mission. NASA is particularly excited, having invested nearly $3 billion in SpaceX to send astronauts back to the Moon. But the U.S. isn't the only one in this race. China is developing its own reusable launch vehicles to compete with SpaceX, aiming to debut them within the next few years. Russia is also working on a reusable rocket called the Amur, expected to launch by 2026, which is designed to be similar to SpaceX's Falcon 9. Reusable rockets are the future. And SpaceX is leading the way. Elon Musk envisions a future where astronauts can be ferried to the Moon and even Mars. This breakthrough is the first step, with the next goal being a fully reusable rocket, potentially a game changer in humanity's quest to conquer space.